Welcome to OtakuDaiKun. Dai here, and for this video, I'll be reviewing the anime Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It finished airing just recently, winter 2017, is 13 episodes, and is currently licensed by Funimation. You can watch it on their site or via Crunchyroll, and we'll get a Blu-ray release when hell freezes over. This is a lighthearted, spoiler-free review, so please enjoy. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is about an overworked salarywoman who gets drunk off her ass one night and stumbles into a forest, where she encounters a wounded dragon. In a stupor, she saves the dragon and goes home. The following morning, this dragon, Toru, shows up at her doorstep, wanting to live as her maid. It's the story of an ordinary human woman living with Toru and her dragon buddies, with plenty of comedic antics to come. This anime is made by Kyoto Animation, so it's definitely a beautiful looking show. Though, I'd also say it's more simplistic than their usual fare. In design, it looks like I can't understand what my husband is saying, if it had a larger budget. It's notably less detailed than the studio's usual works, and more closely resembles Lucky Star. The line work is also colored in as opposed to black. Of course, these are all compliments, as its simplicity makes it charming. The art screams quirky, cute, and surprisingly silly. On to characters, we've got Kobayashi, who is simply great as a traditional Japanese office worker. Her dress and figure are plain, and she's often very much a straight man to the rest of the cast. She's also very kind and conscientious, giving off a warm aura. That is, when she's sober anyway. Sometimes Kobayashi will get drunk and act like a street thug with an obsession with traditional maid culture. Overall, she's very down-to-earth and is one of the best female characters to grace us with her personality and appealing plainness. Next, we have the dragon, Toru, who comes from another world where humans and dragons are enemies. Charmed by Kobayashi's kindness, Toru is willing to toss aside her stubborn rage towards humanity in order to be a good maid for her. Toru is passionate and energetic, especially when faced with new challenges, but is still worried about other humans and her relationship with them. Her obsessive love for Kobayashi is hilarious, shown whenever Toru tries to get Kobayashi to eat part of her tail, which regenerates. There are plenty of supporting characters, namely Kobayashi's colleague, Makoto, who is professional at work, but a total otaku off the clock. Kana, an adorable loli dragon, banished from her world for trying to get her parents' attention with pranks. Quetzalcoatl, a busty dragon who torments a little boy, Shota, whom she lives with. Fafnir, a cold, stubborn dragon with a love of video games. Elma, a dragon bent on bringing Toru back home. And Riko, Kana's best friend, who absolutely adores her. Now, I'll admit these characters are often one-dimensional and fairly shallow, but they have great interactions that are very iconic. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is mostly a series of comedic shorts, but it does have some key plot elements that tie them all together. Questions include, how long can Kobayashi and Toru stay together? Is it possible for humans and dragons to coexist peacefully? And will Toru ever be forced to return to her own world? After 13 episodes, I'm glad to say the anime gives us definitive answers to these questions, even though they're only occasionally developed. The opening and ending to this anime are so bubbly and fun that I couldn't bring myself to skip them. The opening has a fun shot of the townspeople spinning into the sky, and the ending has some adorable chibi characters dancing and singing. Very fun. The music here could be called nothing short of orchestral, clever, and downright silly, making use of string instruments and pulsing percussion. It brings about a childish nature that fits well with the nonchalant attitude and pacing of the anime. Lastly, there's the voice acting. I love the Japanese voices, all of them, from pitches high to low, loud and soft. The anime's got a diverse cast of voices. Thanks to Funimation, it already has a dub, and I've gotta say it ain't half bad. It appears to be free from any heavy script butchering, and the cast fits nicely. Though, if I had to complain, I'd say that the comedy isn't as effective in English, but that's just a fault of the language, I suppose. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is a warm, comforting, and captivating anime that I didn't realize I needed. It explores a peculiar premise and concludes nicely, just before its gags start to wear thin. I recommend it as an amazing anime. I'd give it a legendary, but it doesn't develop its side characters or the dragon world enough, which I feel is a missed opportunity. Perhaps the manga does a better job with that. There you have it. Have you seen this anime? What did you think? If you enjoyed my review, then please support the channel on Patreon and subscribe for more anime lists, reviews, discussions, lore videos, and Let's Plays. Until the next video, celebrate your fandom!